You alright? Gavin Chris here. And today is my top 10 games out of the collection I have at the moment as of summer 2016. Because we might do another one a couple of years down the line or something when we get more games.
Collection gets bigger.
Yeah. Such a hard choice to pick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
First it was a hard choice to pick 10 games, and then secondly it was a hard choice to put them in what order you wanted them in. The only one that I'm sure of, well, the only two, is number 10 and number 1. All the rest could have gone in any other order. So, right, let's get started. And at number 10 is a Sega Mega Drive game that I'm sure a lot of you used to play back in the day, so did I. Even though I didn't have a Mega Drive, I got around my mate's house and played. Is Streets of Rage 2. What an awesome game that was, eh?
Very good game.
Would you call it a hack and slash? Beat 'em
Yeah,
up, I
it's a
suppose.
side scroll and beat 'em up, really.
Side
Yeah.
scroll and beat 'em up, they might call it. Aye. I'm always not sure what each game type
Yeah, I
is.
don't really know what the genres is, but
Like I say, you'll all know what it is, so there's no point in getting on about it too much. Me 6 to 10 is probably me less known ones, so I'll probably tend to talk about them a bit more. And number 9 is a PC game I have sunk hours and hours and hours onto. It could have been number 2, but I chose number 3 because all the problems number 2 had, number 3 fixed. It is Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, which if you haven't played it, go out and buy it because it's just such a game. Like you design your own roller coasters, and then you can save them and bring them from one park to the other, or you can use a selection of roller coasters that already exists. You can do log flumes, water park if you have that add-on. Just what a game it is. Like you can literally sink hours and hours into it. You ever play it?
no, the closest I've got there was theme park on the SNES, probably that kind of build when you build stuff like that.
Yeah, that's.
I've never played actual dedicated roller coaster tycoon. I have heard of all the tycoon series.
Yeah,
but
I would say theme park. It's good. I'd be grudged to call it kiddified because it is kiddified, but it's like that just makes this one sound like it's going to be too hard where it isn't. You know, it's just more like. I don't know.
Can you actually ride a roller coaster?
Oh yeah, you can build your own, and then you can go for a joyride on it, and you can put like moving statues. Like there's a set thing where a boulder goes to fall down, like rolls down a hill, and like stops before it gets to you. But you can select what point you want that little animatronic to start on the track, and when the roller coaster goes over that little section of track, the animatronic starts, and you can time it so the boulder stops like at the very bottom right as you're going past, or you can have like a T-Rex that roars when you're going past and all that. It is really good game, like just absolutely brilliant.
And the deluxe edition with soaked and wild.
Yeah, I have it twice. Like I bought it originally with just the soaked, and my computer did something weird, so I deleted it off, and when I tried to reinstall it, it would not recognise it. So I went out and bought it again, and I thought, well, I might as well get all the extension packs with it, because it gives a different code to install with. You know, PCs are like you have to have an installation code. So that's how I got that. Anyway, I'm babbling.
Yeah, that's number 9.
That's number 9. Number 8 is a game I used to play for hours on end. I must have gone through it on every hardness apart from the last one, which the last one was called the New York Minute, if any of you know.
Probably broke off.
It's Max Payne, the original Max Payne. Now I put it on the PS2. I've got it on the PC as well, but I preferred the PS2 version because there's a dedicated slow motion walking button or running button. Because you can have it on the PC, but it's harder to do because like your keyboard and whatnot. I know you can have joypads on your PC, but I'm always a mouse on third and first person shooters on the PC. So
That game, do you think it was meant to be like Ransom the film? Because the voiceover of like the way he talks and Rusty, have you seen Ransom with Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson, yeah.
That game reminds me so much of that film. The way he does the voiceover and that, and he talks about it. I don't know. I always get the
Ransom and not Payback.
Yes, Payback. Sorry, it is Payback. Yeah, when he gets left for dead and he goes back.
Yeah.
Is it the firm or something? He climbs up and
brilliant film. Like watch it if you haven't seen it.
Do you think that was meant to be based on that film?
I don't know. Is that not out before Payback?
I don't know, but it just reminds me so much. The way he has like the grustly voice and the voiceover when he's like doing certain scenes.
It could have been like one of them could have.
Well, it even has a bit of a look about him there on the front. But I don't know why. It just reminds me so much of that film, or vice versa.
Yeah.
I can't watch one or play one without thinking of the other.
All the Max Payne's are good. Like I went through Max Payne 3 about a year ago or something, and that was a really good game as well. Right, that's number 8 is Max Payne. Number 7 is another PS2 game, one that I again sunk hours into back in the day, and I've just started singing more hours into it recently since I set up my new man cave, because I need a CRT for this game, which is Time Crisis 2. Now I've got Time Crisis, Titan, Project Titan, Time Crisis 3 as well, but this was the only one I had back in the day, and it's just brilliant. Yeah. You've got the story mode, and then you've got like little set pieces where you have to do certain stuff. I mean, you get say 9 bullets in your chamber, and one of the set pieces was you have to get a 10 or 11 hit combo, so you had to put all bullets into some, like, you can get 3 bullets in a person, so you had to get 3, 3, 3, 3, all the way up to where you had to reload and shoot somebody again, which is really hard because the amount of time between combos is milliseconds, you know. That's number 7. Number 6, another game I used to play with my mate on his PC when I used to go around his house and play them, which is Alien vs Predator. I think that's Alien vs Predator 2. You just playing as the Marines on this, it was so much better than that colony Marines that they brought out on the 360 and the PS3 not long ago. Or even the Alien vs Predator on the 360, it just doesn't have a scratch on this one. Like, this was the boy back in the day. It's probably aged horribly now. I haven't played it for a good while, but it's one of them games where they give you like the flamethrowers and the, I can't remember what you call it now.
The box? Never played it.
All the like light machine guns and everything out of Aliens. Brilliant game. I'm gonna have to stick it back on and have another game. Like, I do have the extension pack for it as well, and that just gives you more.
3 Deadly Fours. What's the third one? You have an Alien and a Predator. What's the third one?
Wait, people.
Is that the
Marines? Yeah.
The Marines.
It's always a 3-way thing, isn't it? You've always got the Predator, Alien, and the Marines in Alien vs Predator. A lot of people say you're better off playing as a Predator in them games, but I disagree. The Predator was too much jumping about in them. Plus, we did it a couple of times, and you sort of, if you missed one of his weapons, because his weapons were scattered around, you only start with 1 or 2 weapons. If you missed one of them, I don't think it gave you another chance to get it. There was cheats that you could put in so you'd have all the weapons, and when you did that, it was really good playing as them, but I don't like putting cheats in on computer games. I'm not that kind of a player. Right, so that's 10 to 6. Now, let's
top 5,
go on the top 5. Like I said, all these games could have gone in any order apart from number 1 and number 10. Number 5 is a game that I used to love as a kid. It started the series, the franchise off, didn't it? Started a genre even. Everyone knows what it is. Pretty much everyone's played at least one iteration. It is Super Mario Kart on the Super NES. Brilliant game. What else can I say, really? I'm sure you've all played it.
What I said.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say that in case they watched my video first.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris has got it in his top 10 as well. I try to not put the same games as him because we were going to have one long video, but we decided to split them up into 2 halves do mine and his separately. So that's the one game that we both had. I didn't realise he put it in.
It's a brilliant game for sport to have.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he picked his first anyway, because it meant I get to go with a few more, I wouldn't say obscure, but not ones that every other top 10 on the internet has in it.
Yeah.
Right. Number 4. Yet again, another game from the past. I just completed it the other night. If you follow us on Twitter, you might know what it is. It is DuckTales on the Nintendo, on the original Nintendo. When I first went back to it to complete it to the night, you have to go back to the Transylvania level 3 times. Like, you have to do it, and then you have to get the key for the minecart level. And I went back on the minecart level and I was like, where's the key at? I've just gone through and I could not find it. And it only takes like 10 seconds when you know where it is.
Yeah.
But it must have took us about 10 minutes to find it the first time round. And once I found it, like, it's the easiest thing to get ever. You know, you just go on the level, jump up, and then that's it. You've got the key.
Yeah.
Done straight away. But enjoyed going through it again. It hasn't deteriorated with age like a lot of these games could do. I don't think any of these in my collection have. Really good game.
Yeah.
Anything to add about DuckTales?
No, I just think it's a solid platformer. It's a smooth game. It's, even like when you're jumping all the time, it's just nice smooth gameplay. Like you said, it hasn't deteriorated. It's still good game to play.
Yeah.
It's just really enjoyable, fun.
I like the mechanic where you press down for the pogo stick in midair. It was a bit different at the time. You don't really get any of the games doing it still, except for Shovel Knight. That's the only one.
Yeah.
Not that I've played that yet. I've got it. That might have been in the collection if I opened it and played it. But
I know a lot of games back in the days you went through a phase of doing that, where you can choose which level you want to do.
yeah.
First, it's not like linear. You can.
Did Mega Man start that off? Maybe he's one of them.
I'm not sure who started, but there's a lot of games back then that give you that option, and I like that about the games because you didn't have to. Because there's nothing worse in the game back where you have to do the first level all the time to continue.
Yeah.
If you want a quick bash, you can do one level. Then if you didn't get very far, the next night you have another go and you can start on another level.
Yeah.
So you're not doing the same level.
You can get each level under your belt, because I always find once you complete one, you can do it.
Yeah.
Once you can kill that boss once, you can do it over and over again. Then it's always the first time's the hurdle to do anything, even like a big jump. Once you've done that big jump one time, you can do it over and over again.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're waffling.
Yes.
Number 3 on my top 10 is another game. Awesome game, been through many times.
Very good game.
Started playing again recently. Only just picked this one up again actually. But it is Donkey Kong Country, the original Donkey Kong Country. I've got the second one as well. I kind of like the second one, but I prefer this one. I haven't completed it yet. The second, I've completed this in the day. The barrel levels on this just made this game for me.
Yeah.
Like the where you have to press the button with timing rather than like where it just automatically shoots out
like
on the right
firing
angle.
the right direction, right time for the next barrel.
Or there's like 2 barrels going up and down and you have to time it, so you go from one to the other. That kind of stuff just made this game.
Yeah, I brought Donkey Kong back in, just brilliant, didn't it? I mean, Donkey Kong in the games, Donkey Kong Country now, it's a fantastic series of games.
But the graphics at the time blew everyone away as well, and it did start off everyone doing they weren't motion capture, but like sort of whatever it was. What you call it? The graphics on these? Somebody will tell us in the comments. But yeah, really good game. Really enjoyed it. Had to go into the top 5.
Yes, awesome game. I say absolutely love it. I don't own Donkey Kongs yet, but I would love to have it in the collection.
Well, I need 3, and then I've got them all for the Super NES. Apparently 3 is the worst out of the lot. Like, see, did you play as Donkey or Diddy on that?
Well, yeah, I alternated a little bit, I must admit, I enjoyed them both.
I used to be all about Diddy Kong, like, and everyone who I used to play liked Donkey Kong, so I was happy with that, like. But it wasn't until I saw like a review on probably GameSack or some other YouTube channel, and they were saying like how everyone was happy that Donkey Kong wasn't in the second one because they preferred Diddy, and you got that Dixie, is it?
Dixie
Dixie
Kong.
you got her who was lightweight and fast like Diddy Kong. And I thought, that was a bit of a shock because I didn't know I wasn't the only one who didn't like Donkey Kong.
Right. I'll tell you what I like about them games now, because Donkey Kong is not actual Donkey Kong from the NES games, is he? Is it Cranky who is Donkey Kong original?
You've been watching that timeline.
I have been watching timeline, and I found it just quite interesting how the games sequel on from each other. So it was originally Cranky is Donkey Kong from the original NES games, some Jumpman and the original Donkey Kong, and that is his either son or nephew or something like that. And I like it how they've prolonged it on like that.
But that is just a theory.
Yeah. It's a Chris theory.
It's a game theory, man, not a Chris theory. You should rip that off somebody.
I know, I don't know copyright stuff, you know what I mean?
Number 2 is a bit like Chris. I'm cheating with this one a bit. It is a game in my collection, but it is a 3-in-1 game in my collection. And all 3 games are good games, so it's got to go in. Which is Mega Games 2, and you get Shinobi, Streets of Rage 1, and the best one on the lot is Golden Axe. Now this made number 2 just purely because of Golden Axe being on it. If I had that separate, I might have just put Golden Axe in, but...
As for compilation games, that is 3 awesome games on there.
I think apart from the Mario that you have, Mario All-Stars and Super Mario World, it's probably the best compilation for the 16-bit era I can think of.
I mean, them 3 games could be in anyone's top 10 on their own, and the fact that they all 3 on one cart is just brilliant.
Yeah. And £4 apparently.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that's how much I paid. I think it might have been. But everyone knows all 3 of them games. Golden Axe in the arcade just used to destroy my pocket money back in the day. But who did you play as on it? You'll have been the warrior, were you?
No, I was always the dwarf.
The dwarf,
yeah.
I was the dwarf,
I was always the dwarf.
You had a big axe, how can you not like that?
Yeah. I don't know, even like all games, if there's dwarfs, like Gauntlet, I'm always the dwarf. I don't know why I just like them.
You see, I was either the dwarf or the chick. I mean, the chick had the best magic, that's why. That was the only reason I played as her, to save the magic. Do about 10 potions or something to get the big dragon, which at the time just blew you away when this big pixelated dragon would go across the top of the screen.
Yeah, well, even now you get on animals and stuff like that, it was just... Was that in Golden Axe 1 or like a
that was in one. Yeah, you had the dragons that you could ride on. It was the whipping one with its tail.
And what else is there on the Streets of Rage? You could fight each other in the Streets of Rage, couldn't you? Or was that the second one or not? Could you hit each other in the first one? I can't remember if it was Streets of Rage 1 or 2, but you can actually fight each other. You don't do damage straight away, but you can do the moves on them.
I think you would be able to do damage. You could always grab hold of each other in the second one.
Yeah, and I remember as a kid, it probably was only 10 minutes, but for us it felt like for hours, and we would just like fight each other on the screen.
Yeah.
It was brilliant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just forget the enemies, you just have an all-out brawl with whoever you're playing with. It was brilliant.
And my number 1 pick, which might not come as a surprise to some of you because I have mentioned it about 2 or 3 times, but a lot of you haven't even heard. If you've heard of this game and if you've played it online or you got memories, please write in the comment section because nobody ever knows what I'm talking about. It is Command and Conquer Renegade, which just, oh man, I can't even tell you how you used to play online because it was that good, you know. You had a base each and you could either have tanks or on foot, which were both pretty much equally matched. You bought characters out of the infantry. You had like different buildings that gave you different things. One that gave you tanks. If you destroyed that, you can't make tanks. One that gave you money. If you destroyed that, you didn't get as much money. Just an infantry barracks. If you destroyed that, you couldn't pick different characters. It's just so good, like it was unbelievable. If anyone's played this,
you showed me it, and that's my number 1. And I'm like, well, I've never even heard of it.
I know.
And I was like, what a PC game.
Yeah, I've got 3 PC games in the pile. Like I could have done a top 5 of PC games, a top 10 even. But I tried to spread it out across the different consoles and whatnot, and I think I got a good little mix there.
Yeah, it's a good top 10.
Yeah. But just this game, oh man, please somebody tell me that you played it. Please, I'm desperate for confirmation. But yeah, that's my top 10. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Tried to keep it short, but it's run up to about 20 minutes there, so that's it.
That's it.